Thanks for tuning into the Hidden Tracks podcast. You can find us wherever you find podcasts or listen to music. When you have an opportunity, please give us a 5-star review, write a little note, tell us how we're doing. We really appreciate it. It helps us keep this thing going. If you want to reach out to us, you can find us at Facebook at Hidden Tracks. Instagram is at Hidden Tracks 99, and if you'd like to send in submissions or talk to us or give us any feedback about what we're doing, our email is myhiddentracks99@gmail. Thank you so much again for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy the show. What's up, everybody? Another week, another show. This week, I have Alex Hunter of the awesome band Present out of California. They fall into my category that I created a long time ago, Newstalgic. Has everything that you might have missed that was awesome about the 90s indie scene, and they brought it to today and made it their own. So it's current. It's not a nostalgic act. It's a current act. That's why it's Newstalgic. So Alex, welcome so much to the show, and thank you for doing what you did for my ears.
Damn, I've never heard that term before. I like it.
Trying to copyright it.
All right. I'll let people know you own that.
Yeah.
But thanks for having me on, Shane.
It's a pleasure, but it really is. And I mean, if you couldn't tell, because you said you cheated, you listened to a couple episodes, but I'm an older person. So the 90s was my life.
Right.
The 90s, I say there'll never be another musical revolution that was the 90s. There were so many different sounds and genres that were created in a decade. Whereas other decades, there was a sound. In the 90s, there was 50 sounds and you could find your own way. And you kind of picked one, which is, I think, an unsung part of the 90s when it comes to that. And I don't want to do a disservice by throwing genres out, but you took the grunge, the shoegaze, the indie, and the dream pop, and you created perfection. So congratulations.
Man, thank you so much. It's very nice. I appreciate that. Yeah, I feel like we have I take a lot of inspiration from different genres, and I like to not fit us into a box. I mean, you're totally welcome to say, we're whatever, and I think your term is super cool. But I think something that I've been challenging ourselves to do is just because a song doesn't necessarily sound like our other songs doesn't mean it shouldn't be on a record. So, yeah, I love exploring genres and stuff. So, but
Well,
thank you.
I
It's
think.
very kind words.
Well, listen, I'm not here to blow smoke up your ass. I think I know what's good. So when
All right.
it in my head, when I think something's good, I just start sending it to people. So that's when people are like, "All right, dude, stop! You're sending me way too much music." But it's one of those things. Like I hear something, and as soon as it catches my ear, I'm like, when I stop, you ever have a playlist on and you're doing like 20 different things, and then a song on the playlist that just comes on, and then you're just like, you just stop doing what you're doing and
Hmm.
start to listen. It's
Yeah.
exactly what happened when I found you guys. It popped up, and first thing I did, because I'm usually doing 100 different things at once, I screenshot it on my phone, and then as soon as I have time to myself, I listen to everything that
Mm.
was created by the artist, and I did the same with you guys, and I just was like, "Oh my god." Like I could have closed my eyes and been in my bedroom in 1993 worried about my fucking calculus test in high school and just been like, and it just brought me back. But I was
Wow.
like, this is amazing that it brought me back to that, but it was like I was finding that sound again. It was brand new to me. I was like, "Oh my god. I
Wow.
got
That
I got
means a lot.
Yeah, but that's music, right? That's what
Yeah.
music can do, and you did it for me. So a heartfelt thank you for that.
Oh, thank you for listening and exploring the rest. That's sick.
Now, there's another thing I have to commend you on. I mean, this is just going to be filled with. I'll throw insults out later, but right now
Oh, good.
we'll do the Abraham Lincoln method of we're going to start with good, hit some bad, and then end with some good.
Then
But
we'll shake it up.
but you took, and I would have to say, especially for a young band putting out their first full length, which you did back in April,
Hmm.
you ended with uh, Confess, which is a song that, in and of itself, if it was like a single somewhere and you just released it, it's just a beautiful, amazing song. But what you did was you fucking tricked us. You tricked the listeners because you're on this roller coaster with all the songs that you have on the album, and then at the end you're like, okay, you're hitting that flat part coming back into where you get off the roller coaster to bring you down a little bit, and then it makes you want more. And not only was I happy, I was pissed because of it.
Well, thanks. That's nice, right? That's very
Yeah,
nice.
no, it is, but it takes. I mean, how because I being in a band, there's a lot of different things you have to go through, different personalities and
Yeah.
agreeing and democracy and all that kind of stuff. How hard was it to come up with putting that to just be like, hey, we're bringing everyone down at the end of the album?
Um, well, we had discussed, like, I was pretty adamant that I really wanted to put an acoustic song on the album because I started off on acoustic and writing my own songs and stuff, and we actually went through a couple different things where uh we had done one of my old acoustic songs just like taken out of the archives and played around with having all of us on it, and it completely changed the feeling of the song. And I feel like the rest of the album was such like an ensemble. It was always like, even past the quiet moments, it's like hitting hard. You have three guitars, you have bass, you have drums, and a lot of layered vocals. And I feel like it was kind of nice to have a song that was trimmed down. And so then we had this other song that we pulled out, and I was working with our engineer Ben Hirschfield on, and we messed around and added a bunch of production. And again, it took away what the lyrics had in mind. Just the
The
total
sincerity
feeling.
and honesty of a real song. Yeah,
Yeah,
I get it.
and so literally I think we were on like the second to last day of mixing, and I was like, Ben, I don't want to do this song. He's like, really? Like, we could strip away the production. I was like, yeah, but I don't hear it the same. And then I was like, I'm just gonna write a new song. And I checked with the guys, and they're like, yeah, sounds good. And that night I wrote Confess. And I did the demo like almost exactly how you hear it on the record. It's very just like super layered, haunting lyrics, kind of thing. I mean, maybe that's like boastful. I don't know, but it was.
No, it is. I mean, when you start out with clipping her wings, like you're like, okay, where are we going?
Yeah, yeah, but and so then like I actually that was the only song that I didn't go into the studio to record. Just tracked it at home and then sent it to Ben to mix, and then we were trying to figure out placement as well, and we were thinking like, oh, maybe after like the end of side A, but it just felt weird because I think that's right after Peanut Gallery, and I feel like Peanut Gallery is like such an upbeat song, and I didn't want to jump into that jarring thing, and so Ben and I talked about putting it at the end, and it felt right. So yeah,
Well,
that's
it is right, and
oh cool.
song placement to me is I'm a nerd, so like I'll take some of my favorite albums and I'll literally go into the computer and I'll make the playlist. I'll take the same album, but I'll rearrange the songs in the way that I want to hear them and how I think they should have been on the album. That's how big of a nerd I am.
Wow. So
because structure and placement.
How did you change up our album?
I didn't change a thing. So
Damn.
what happens is there's, you fall into that unskippable category for me, where sometimes even if I like a song, I'll skip it because I want to get to the next one. Listen to your album. Don't go spending, your 68 cents all in one place. But I've streamed it quite a lot since I had it. I'm working on something special we'll talk about afterwards, but I've listened to it many and many times already. And it's just one of those things where I'm like, yeah, no, I just let it go, which is like the best thing in the world. Where, listen, don't get me wrong, I love vinyl. I'm a huge vinyl nerd, and but just letting it go and hearing the whole album the way it's meant to be played sometimes is like it's perfect. I have a whole section of unskippable albums. There's probably now in my life there's probably like 150, but with all the music out in the world and all the music I own, that's really not a lot. So
wow. That actually means like a shit ton, because I value records. I mean, there's something to say for records that just have like a couple of songs that you really love, but because you can always find like a special gem that you connect with. But I do really love albums that like you can just listen to all the way through, and like the placement feels like purposeful, and it like has a certain dynamicism, and like, so that means a lot. I didn't think we 100% accomplished that. I knew like there's some songs that obviously purposely have transitions in between because I feel like they go so well. I mean, we discussed the order for a while, but yeah, I feel I feel proud of what we put out. I feel proud
you
of
should
the
be.
order. Yeah,
listen, you should be proud of what you put out, because as much as everyone wants to think they can do something, not everyone does it. And when people actually do it and deserve credit, they should get credit. And you guys deserve the credit, and you should be happy with what you created because it's beautiful. And that's the reason why I reached out. I heard something that made me stop, made me listen to all of it, and it made me literally sitting on the couch when I was done listening to it for the fourth time. I was like, that's it. And I just sent out the email. I was like, we got to do this because I can't get enough of it. So
you got me cheesing over here, Shane. You got me cheesing.
No, but listen, it's the God's honest truth, and I'm not gonna say anything that I don't mean here, because it really is, the honesty in the music brings out the honesty in me. So that's what you deserve.
Thank you. Yeah, no bullshit here. Come on.
No. Now, I want to get into your life. So I want to peel back the layers of Alex a little bit and start from, when you were a child and
When I
when
was a
the first
baby.
time, yeah, when you were a baby, and when the first time you realized what music was, or the first time you heard something differently. I tell people all the time, I was 6, I'll never forget it, 6 years old, back of a 79 brown Cutlets Oldsmobile on the Garden State Parkway, passing like the White Castle, and Beach Boys' Little Surfer came on, and my life changed forever at 6 years old.
Wow. Wow, I don't even remember being 6 years old. Okay, so my life. So my family is very musical. My mom is actually a trained opera singer, and she has like a jazz album out of like classical jazz pieces. And
Fucking go, Mom. Send me that later.
I know, I will. But so not only is she a trained singer, and she used to like sing in church. We're not religious, but she used to like sing in church. And then also her parents, her mom was a church pianist that would have to go in like twice a week to just sight read, and she's like this amazing sight reading pianist, and I'm so jealous of that. And my grandpa was like a professional drummer. And yeah, so that's
Partridge Family. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're super awesome, and we have like family jams or go and sing together, and it's all really heartwarming. And my dad, he never like did music. I think he picked up the guitar for a bit when we were a baby, because when we were a baby, one baby, when
how many babies were you?
There were 3 of us, not all me. But yeah, my mom actually saved up with her first paycheck, because she does voice lessons. She teaches kids how to sing, and she saved up money to buy my dad a Martin acoustic that I have now.
Wow.
And so he really was the one who showed me music that I liked. But anyways, so yeah, my mom made us do piano lessons, and obviously like singing all the time. We had to do lessons with her, and it made me hate lessons, because it's my mom. Like, she's obviously insanely talented and wonderful, but it's like your parent telling you to do stuff, and you're like,
That was Wolfgang Van Halen's story about, it was like, oh, it must have been so cool having your dad, Eddie Van Halen, be your teacher. He goes, cool? No one can do what he does. It's not fucking cool. It's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, exactly. But, I do appreciate that. I feel like she taught me, to have really high standards for myself, because she has high standards for herself, and it makes her work hard and train hard. So I do appreciate that aspect. But anyways, yeah, and she made us do like school shows, because she always got involved in every school we were at, and she became like the vocal director of the musicals or whatever. And even if we didn't want to be in it, we were in it. And yeah, that for all of middle school and elementary school. And then when I was in middle school, I was a drummer first. I was a percussionist in marching band, and then I got my first drum kit, and I was a drummer, and I also sang and was writing some songs on the piano, and I actually didn't start playing guitar until after high school. But with regards to like music, listening to music, like my dad definitely, he would play like ELO and Haircut 100 was like, he would play that every time we were going to a soccer game, Lemon Fire Brigade, and it just hyped us up. And the classics. And when I started drumming, I got really into Rush and Led Zeppelin.
Wow. Well, yeah, Bonham and Pert. Yeah, I mean,
oh
I
yeah,
guess.
obviously. I never tried to play a Rush song, but
well, no one should try to play a Rush song.
I know, it's just leave.
There's only one person that can play those.
Yeah. But and then my brother actually is a musician. He is a jazz guitarist. He went to Berklee College of Music, and he's like so insanely good. And I always looked up to him, and he's always been a real inspiration for me. And he showed me a lot of music. Like he introduced me to Radiohead, which is my favorite band of all time. And a lot of also like R&B and rap, and a lot of heavy rock, but also a lot of like electronic music. So he was kind of the gateway for me getting into, wanting to write music and just being inspired and having a super eclectic taste, except for I can't get much into country, but I still try,
Right there with you. I am
Yeah.
right there with you. It's the only genre that I have a tough time when it's on.
Yeah,
Where
exactly.
I just scream out for no reason, Alexa, skip. Like I could be in a bar and someone plays that, I'm like, Alexa, skip.
Yeah. Well, especially like newer country, how it's become very like pop oriented. But
bubblegum pop country. That's why
Yeah,
that's the genre. Bubblegum pop country. Here you go.
yeah. Yeah, but
It's fine. I mean, listen, everybody, I want to say everybody, but it's probably like the same thing with Nickelback. 70 million record sales. Someone's got to be a fan, right? And that's the same thing about that genre.
Okay, how do you feel about Nickelback?
I mean, hey, listen, they wrote some great songs, and that's what I say. 70 million records can't be wrong. So, like, as much as people want to shit on people, they fucking did something that connected with millions of people, and that's fine. It doesn't have to be for me. I don't have to figure it out. 70 million other people did, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah. Same thing when someone tells me, oh, you got to watch this new series. I'm like, enough people are watching it that I don't have to. So.
They're covered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So running the music gauntlet between instruments and finding all that stuff, and you bring up, Rush and Led Zeppelin, you kind of finding that. Do you remember like the first time you found something that you were really excited about to share with someone?
Well, okay, I can think of two memorable moments when I was in middle school. First time I heard Feel Good Inc. by Gorillaz. And I was using like a little like flip cam. My parents had given me a flip cam for Christmas, and I was just making these little music videos. It was literally just me like filming myself with my cat. It was like the most random shit, but I love to just put songs that I liked onto them. And so one was Feel Good, and then the other one was Daisy by Switchfoot. And I loved that song. But I remember the first time I kind of like had like a not grown up moment, but like maturing moment with music was Tulips by Block Party. I think it's
one of my favorite bands. Went to see Paramore, and I only went because Block Party was opening.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah,
they're fucking amazing. Absolutely, I was like, this is
crazy.
This is unbelievable. I've been a Block Party fan forever, and I was just like, well, if I got to go see Paramore because my wife wants to see him, at least I get Block Party, and I just fucking loved every second of it.
That's sick that you like them, because sometimes I mention them to people. Like I think I mentioned it to the band, and they're like, "Who?" And I was like, "Oh my god!"
Have you listened to Keely's solo stuff?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god, I'll send it to you. It's so amazing. He does like really cool strip down stuff, and then he does electronica stuff. It's so fucking unbelievable. It's like, god damn, this guy's so good.
Oh, sick. Yeah, send it.
All right. Sorry, nerding people on Block Party. If you haven't heard them, fucking check them out.
Yeah, Shane said we could swear on this podcast, so.
Yeah, we can.
Fucking get on it.
So listening to that stuff, finding your own way, running the musical gauntlet of instruments, do you kind of remember like when you started sitting down and writing your own songs and had a guitar, like, do you remember kind of like that moment where it started to feel a little comfortable? I mean, I understand if you're still at this day, you're not comfortable. I totally get that. But when it comes to songwriting and stuff, you're always going to second guess yourself. But there's also that little bit of confidence. So it's comfortability and confidence. Did you ever, like, once you started writing songs and putting them together yourself, do you kind of remember the moment when you started being like taking that deep breath and going, okay, yes, now I can get on to the next one, and kind of remember that moment?
Yeah, so I started writing songs on the piano and singing in like freshman
Easiest way.
year of high
It's like the
school.
best way to do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a very like people talk about how intimate it is to play with a guitar. It's also very intimate to play with a piano. But you know, like I said, I was always jealous of my brother playing guitar, but I was like, I can't learn that shit. Like, whatever. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and learn chords. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, I would start to write songs, and because I love to write poetry, and it's funny because I had this like SAT tutor who she was like some big shot at some university, and she like had she was like teaching a writing class, and I was like, oh, like I'm starting to get into poetry, like can I show you some? And she's like, sure. And I showed it to her, and she's like, it's shit. And that kind of ruined me for a little bit, but then I was like, you know
Wow.
what, yeah, like fuck that, like I want to keep trying. And so I would just at first I
Good
was
for
doing
you.
just
Good for
thank
like
you.
that's listen, and that's a lesson. That's today's lesson, boys and girls, that if someone tells you you suck at something, doesn't mean you got to stop doing it. It just means you got
Right.
to work a little harder.
Well, I will admit that like my first couple of poems were a little rough around the edges. It was kind of like I was kind of doing what I thought poetry was instead of really just letting what I was feeling out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, so at first I started just doing covers of songs that I liked, and then I started writing songs on the piano. And what I would do was I would always just record a song and put it on SoundCloud. And I
Mm-hmm.
didn't expect anyone to see it. It's just I wanted to keep a record of it. And I just kept doing that. Like, even if I didn't love the song, like, literally, I would just work so hard for like a full day to like get a song down. And then I record it and put it out and be like, I'm never touching that again. And just put it on SoundCloud. Um, yeah, and then, you know, just over time, I would listen back to some of them. I'd be like, "Oh, that song would have been good if I had done this here instead or whatever." Um, but yeah, and then when I started writing with guitar, um, that was a difficult transition because I'm kind of adamant about not following the rules, and you know, like I technically probably should have taken guitar lessons or whatever, and I really just sat there and plucked out what I liked to hear. And then through that, I started to learn chords and then trying to learn songs that I loved. Um, so yeah, sorry, I don't know where I'm going. I forget the question.
No,
kind of.
listen, we're storyteller time. We're
We're just
good.
riding on vibes right now.
Yeah, we're just
All right.
doing what we do. That's listen.
Yeah.
I love it. So you're doing that. You're figuring it out. You're trying to learn it on guitar.
Yeah.
When did you start to perform after that? Trying to write things on guitar. When did you start to perform in front of strangers like that?
So my mom's vocal studio, she does recitals like once a year where everyone works hard on this one song to perform or whatever. And I think I was like 19 or 20. No, I was like I was 18. I had just learned how to start playing guitar, and I learned I Can't Make You Love Me.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "Why don't you play it?" And I was like, "Oh my god, like I just learned this song like this week." She's like, "Yeah, just do it." And so I went up there and sat down with my guitar and sang it, and my voice was shaking the whole time, and I was off timing. Like there was some special parts, but overall it was really nerve-wracking. And I can be a pretty outgoing person, but I do feel very shy and feel insecure and stuff. So, but there was something about it wasn't that time that taught me like, oh, I really want to do this. It actually was me going to see a local band perform when I lived in Connecticut, and I watched this band on stage, and they were having like such a good time together, and the music was pretty good, and it was just like it was everyone in the room was having fun. And I saw this like kind of friendship on stage that I was like, man, I want to have that, and I want to be able to play music. Like in high school, I always would try and get my friends like, hey, you want to come over and like I'll play drums and you play synth, or like, hey, like let's write a song, like, and my friends wouldn't always take it seriously, but
Of
I
course.
kind of
Well, what was the first band name that you guys came up with that
for
when you had people
present.
jam? Well, no, the first band
Oh,
name when you're getting with a group of people, when you're just starting to play music, the band name's so important. So when you sit down, you usually work on the band name and the logo longer than you work on music. So what
right.
was that very first band name you came up with?
Well, I actually never tried to start a band. It was always just like trying to jam together in my basement. And there was one time that my friend and I were trying to start an all girl band, and then like all the girls started fighting in the group chat and we never even met up. So that didn't go well, but I was never in a band, or I would just jam with my brother and his friends. It was never, I never even thought of like, oh, I could be in a band. Like I knew I really wanted to, but I didn't know if that was like really possible for me. So
Wow.
yeah.
I mean, that's awesome and crazy at the same time. That like I mean, you have all these musical influences behind you and you're starting to do some things on your own, and like to not think that you could do, be a part of a band. I'm so glad that that feeling went away.
Yeah. No, I think it was just about finding the right people. I was in a band once I moved to California. I don't know. Should we go to the next part?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
um, so it's like a long story, but basically I was born and grew up in California, and then I moved to Connecticut and then Boston for college, and then worked in New York and blah, blah, blah. And I finally moved back to California, in 2019. And, I was in this guy's band, um, and he's a canceled person now, so I don't know how much detail I'll go into it, but it basically, uh, Jordan and Steve were in that band with me, as well as two other people. But I was playing bells, synthesizer, and singing backup vocals. And I only played like a couple shows with them, and then I got into a falling out with the main guy because he was being pretty terrible to me. And then I learned that he was like a cancelable person. And I was like, all right, fuck this. Getting out of this. But it was a good experience because it taught me a lot about how I personally would want to lead a band. Because
Yeah,
he
how
was,
not to be.
yeah,
Like
like
that's awesome.
he very much was like, I wrote this part this exact way and you're going to play it like that. And I understand there's some room in the industry for that kind of stuff when you're getting paid, but when
Yes.
it's when it's like you're all peers and friends, and like he's just like, "No, I don't want to go with any of your ideas. I don't want to even hear you out. Just play this." And I was like, "Fuck that. Like that is so not fun." Like that's like I can understand if you're a solo artist and you're like, man, I really love how I made this song and I want to keep it this way and perform it live. But like in that setting where you're with so many different creative minds and people who have their own spark, it's like, why not use that? Like, why not use that to your advantage? And maybe they can make you better, you know? But yeah,
There's
so
just some people that you can't like it doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter to the person. It doesn't even it just doesn't matter. And those people are, as you've said, canceled, but there's a reason why certain people are the way they are and then how they end up the way they end up. And that's
yeah.
when you can't see the error in your ways and you're just like, no, this is, I joke around. I always say there's two ways to do a thing, the right way and my way, and they're both one and the same. But
Hmm.
there's always room to listen and to figure things out and to completely jump on board. You don't have to have both feet in the boat. You can still drag one in the water and still not drown, right? So there's a way to do it. And
Yeah.
certain people, I've been around those people in bands with people like that, and it's just like this, like fuck off.
It's a
Like
drag.
yeah, this is stupid. Like there's no
Yeah.
reason we're losing money every time we play. So why are, what does it matter, dude? Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah, it's just about their ego. But
Yeah.
one of my favorite quotes, I forget who said it, but it is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain an idea without accepting it. And that I really like. And I found that in high school, and I've kind of tried to apply that to my life of like,
Love it. It's a
yeah.
great philosophy. I mean, and it really is true. I love, I have a lot of things in my life, and my friends usually make fun of it because if someone has an idea and I think it's a good idea, I just go with it. Like I make the decision for everyone, and this is what we're doing. It was a great idea, so let's fucking do it. And some people are the idea people. Some people, I have a hard time when I have an idea. And listen, I said on this podcast for 4 years before I started it until I had a friend kick me in the ass and just be like, dude, I got to tell you, you're made for it. You have to fucking do it. Stop fucking around. And you're starting tomorrow, and you're interviewing me, and we're just doing it. And that was it. And then I haven't missed an episode a week in 4 years. I haven't missed one episode in 4 years, and every week a new episode comes out, and I never thought I'd be where it is today.
Dude, it's all about supportive people in your life. And I'm so glad he pushed you to do it, because you seem like a real chill person, and you seem like you really care about music and want to genuinely talk to people. And I think that's a great podcast host. So
thank you. I believe everybody's got a story, right? I think everyone has a story, and they all deserve to be heard, right? As long as you're giving me the honest story, because everyone is so different, but so exactly the same. And if we had more conversations like this with people in the world, we would be a much happier, jovial place.
Yeah, for sure. Sick.
All right. So you have one opportunity to impress someone with your music. So you get one song that if someone never heard your music before, and you only have this one opportunity to show them your music because you're in a band, what song would you show them?
Do I have to sit there and listen while they're listening?
You can put on noise canceling headphones while they're listening to it. But
okay.
What song would you pick to play for them? I have my list here. So
Easy.
Wow, that's number one. Oh my God, I'm taking a picture. This is why I want to go first all the time. So easy is my number one that I would show people.
Yeah.
So I do like threes, like, hey, here's 3 songs, because I have a weekly threes at the end. But I'll pick like 3 songs and say, hey, listen to these 3 songs. My number 1 is Easy, number 2 is Surrender, and then number 3 is Peanut Gallery. Those are not necessarily my favorite songs, but those are the 3 songs that I'd say best encompass what Present is as a band.
Oh, sick. Thank you. Wow, Surrender, I feel like Surrender is unlike any of our other stuff. So that's pretty cool, because I don't know, just adding that to the roster.
Yeah. And then I have in italics here with Glisten, I just have hot track in quotation marks with lines underneath it. I'm like, yeah, that's like a hot track that I kind of almost want to keep to myself, but it's
oh no, hell no, not keeping Glisten. No, Glisten is sick. Glisten was actually it was originally written by Craig, our other guitarist. Nice. And we were like, oh shit, like we gotta play this. And then like we worked together to like reconfigure it, and then like the vocals were just like coming to me in my head, but I wasn't figuring out lyrics. And so like Craig and I sat down, we were trying to figure out lyrics, and I was like, and just I think it was like probably right before we went in to record, like when we were doing demos, that I was just like, all right, just wrote down what I was feeling and thinking about. So that's sick. That's such a great song.
Yeah. Well, tell Craig I said it's right here in quotation marks, hot track, because
all right,
it's just
I'll tell Craig you said he has a hot track.
Hot track.
Yeah. Sick.
But so from going to that and you playing Easy for someone, would you say that's your favorite song you've released to date, or would you say there's another song that's your favorite song that you've released?
Easy is I think the best song I've ever written, personally. Favorite song,
I can see why it's number 1 on top of mine. So
yeah. Yeah. I don't know, another song. Trying to think. I do like Cave In. Cave In is special. But also All I Ask. All I Ask is a meaningful one to me. So maybe All I Ask.
So going from that point, I mean, you already said who it was, but I mean, if you had to pick somebody else, like you said your favorite band is Radiohead, would you also categorize them as like never letting you down? Like when you start searching for other music and you need to listen to something while you're searching, I usually call that the band that never lets you down.
Well, it's funny because Radiohead has a song called Let Down, but which is my favorite song. But yeah, another band, I mean, I love Hum and I love Failure. And I feel like those are huge.
Now I know where your sound comes from.
Now you know where I am.
What was it, 3 years ago when fucking Hum just put an album out without telling anybody? Just like, hey, Hum has a new album. And then I was like, what the fuck? And then I listened to it. I'm like, God damn, they're so goddamn good.
They're so good. How do they do it? They're just humming all the time. Yeah.
But Failure's great. I mean, I love Ken Andrews, and I loved his Year of the Rabbit as well, which was amazing.
Yeah. And he was also like a huge inspiration because he like mixes stuff, and he also like directed their music videos and stuff, and that's like what I do too. And I thought that was just so sick.
That's all. I saw Failure open for Quicksand and Tool in 1993.
Oh man, Failure with Tool? Why don't you pee your pants?
Yeah.
Damn.
And Quicksand, I was a bigger fan of Quicksand at the time, and then Tool was just like that amazing awesomeness. You know, I think I was 17 because it was at Roseland Ballroom, so I had to be 17 to get in. So
I've actually been listening to Pneuma a lot recently. The Tool song Pneuma.
Yeah,
it's freaking crazy.
That's awesome. It's so I get so stumbled when someone just mentions like two band like Failure and Home. I'm like, fuck, that's my youth. Like that's my youth, and to see that it's passed on to more youth, like I just love that. I love
Yeah.
that, and that's what it's always there. That's what's so awesome about it. Music that we
Mhm.
still have the very first recorded music ever. We still have it. It's still out there to get.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what's so awesome that you can still always find that stuff. And that
Y-
Failure and Hum made its way to you is amazing.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't want to be cliche, but I also have to mention Nirvana. I mean, that's another band that won't let you down. They kind of got every mood. Like even the angry songs are sad and even the sad songs are angry and it's like that's kind of one that is really inspirational to me because I feel like there's hooks, but it's not pop and it's feels so raw and true and yeah, I love Nirvana. So
Awesome. See, I have a. It's so weird for me, I guess it's because I was there when it happened, right? So,
Mhm.
like, I always when people will say that, and like people my age are like, "Oh, Nirvana was like one of my favorite bands of all time," and I'll ask the question, I go, "Well, when was the last time you listened to them?"
Mhm.
And they're like, they start to think like, I don't know. I may not have listened to them in the past 10 years. I'm like, so they weren't that important to you. Like there's certain things, especially when it comes to how influential and how much they changed. I always say the number one thing that Nirvana did for the music industry was show people like me at the time when they came out that, hey, listen, you can do it too, because they looked like me. They sounded like me. They dressed like, like everything about it was like, hey, there's no more fucking, Snake Sabo doing fucking, or Stevie Vai or Eddie Van Halen doing guitar solos. You don't need that shit. Here
Mhm.
is anyone can make music. And that was, I think, the biggest, most influential thing they did. It sprouted up so much more. And there were other bands doing it at the same time they were just the ones that broke. But my love-hate relationship with them is just like, I'm an In Utero guy, not even a Teen Spirit or Bleach. Like In Utero to me, that was a masterpiece. And
Mhm.
Nevermind was it was good, and Bleach was a new thing. But yeah, I'm gonna shut up now because I don't want because I'm just
Yeah, let's not
trying
fight,
not to.
Shane.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
trying
kidding.
not to
No,
cause
you're
a problem.
totally
No,
entitled to your opinion and, to be quite honest, like I wasn't into Nirvana much. Like I wasn't much aware of them until the past like 4 years and it was just it as a songwriter analyzing the composition and the lyrics and stuff was inspiring to me.
yeah, and listen, I give them credit. They get the second best unplugged MTV of all time. Second
What was the
best.
first?
The first one for me is Oasis.
Oh, I never saw that.
That one, if you can find video of it, it's one of the greatest moments in rock history. You want to know the quick story behind it and why it's so awesome?
Let's hear it, Shane.
So it was Liam Gallagher did not want to do it. Noel was like, "We're doing it," and Liam's like, "No, we're not doing it. I don't want to do it." Noel said, "Well, we're doing it." So Noel went ahead and did it, and Liam sat in the front row, heckling him the whole time Noel is singing the songs and playing the music on stage. Liam didn't even get up. He just sat in the front row heckling his brother the entire time.
What
And
a
it's
loving
beautiful.
family.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. And they still don't talk to this day. I wonder why.
Hmm.
But Noel killed it. And
Interesting.
it's like the first time you understood that Noel could really sing too on his own and do well. And
Wow.
that was like his coming out to be like, hey, I kind of don't need Oasis anymore.
Mhm.
But the
Wow.
music's brilliant. So if you check it out, it's great.
Yeah, no. I mean, I know Oasis. I mean, Champagne
Yeah.
Supernova
No,
in
but
the song.
I'm talking about the unplugged portion of it. That
Right.
was
No,
yeah.
I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Writing here in my notes.
You remember what you were listening to the day you got your driver's license?
Man, probably white noise because I was having a panic attack. I don't know. I, I didn't get my driver's license till the third time I took the driver's test.
Oh wow, yeah. So you
Yeah.
were literally radio silent.
Yeah. I was shaking in my boots. I wasn't wearing boots, but
I get it. I get
yeah.
it.
But yeah, I don't remember the day because I don't think I went out driving that day. I think I just got it, went home, and like sat in my room. But I don't know. Probably around that time, I was listening to a lot of Erica Badu and Outkast, so probably one of
Okay.
them.
All right. So bumping. Nice.
Yeah,
Some bumping and some soul.
yeah.
Now, coming together as a band, I mean, and having this as I kind of unwillingly, no, I was willed into it, but coming into the type of music and how I threw the genres on you, what was the conscious decision to pick this lane and style of music? Like, because it's very different, but when it's done well, it's perfection. You guys achieved that, but I know it's not an easy genre to kind of get into and make it that nostalgic sound. Like what led you to forming a band that plays the music that you do?
Um, I can't speak much to like the initial thought behind it, like besides wanting to be in a band and wanting to play heavy music. And I really don't like the first EP. It's very poppy, and I really didn't like the pop direction. Because a lot of my influence, like I don't really listen to pop music, and I take a lot of influence from like grunge. So I was like, I want like, and all the bands, all the grunge bands that I love are like male fronted. And don't get me wrong, like I've listened to like female led bands from the 90s, but I felt like none of them were really doing what exactly the male led bands were doing. And I was like, I want to hear a failure song with chick vocals. Like
Yeah.
I want a chick to write it, you know? So that's maybe kind of what my thinking was. It's like, oh, I want to do heavy shit and prove that like it doesn't matter if you're a chick or whatever. Not so much as that much of a message, but just like, with regards to like I didn't play guitar until I was like 18, 19, whatever, and I didn't classically learn, and like kind of similar to what you're saying about the Nirvana thing is like you can be a band, and I wasn't doing it to like think we were going to get any traction or whatever, just to like I said, that first time I was at that live show and I saw these people just like jamming with each other in front of people who were having a good time, like that's really what I wanted. So, yeah.
No, I love that, and taking something you love and trying to make it different, and that's where that whole nostalgia thing comes in because you did make it different.
Mhm.
And I when we're done with this, I'm going to later on this week send you kind of the stuff that you probably didn't hear of in the 90s that is like that I heard a little bit of you guys in. And I'm probably sure you'd never heard it because there's so much of it that was I've been an underground indie kid forever, and now I'm just an underground indie white bearded old man. But
Oh, hell yeah.
there
To all
I
of that.
mean, yeah, there were so many awesome bands that were kind of trying to do that didn't get traction either because they were female fronted, like
Yeah,
loud grunge rockers. And
right.
there's so many amazing things that I have in my record collection that you would just be like, if once I send you the names and stuff, you're gonna be like, holy shit. And you're gonna see that there was some amazing stuff that again they were like one album and done because they're just like no one would give them a shot.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally want to hear them. And like a video that I'm always open to finding new music because, it's all, I don't know, it's fun and it's inspirational. And there's this video that I watch a lot. It's, do you know the band Kitty?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I watched their live performance of playing Spit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so like when I saw it, I was like, fuck yeah. Like this is sick. Like I really like the song. I really like their energy on stage. And it was really inspirational to me. And it's just because I was like YouTube deep diving random stuff. Like I think it was through like a Deftones thread that I was going through, but yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm
they
totally
were
down.
awesome. I remember. So when they came out, there was another like all female fronted, like all female group, and they were like a pop punk band, the Donnas. I don't know if you heard of the
I
Donnas,
don't
but
think so, no.
yeah. So like so they were around right when Kitty came out, and like they were, bubble bubblegum pop punk music. Like it was just okay. I see what they're doing. They're trying to be the Go Go's in the late '90s. But when Kitty came out, and they just said, "Oh yeah, and we're amazing musicians, and we'll fuck your face off with our guitars," like
Yeah.
that. Like that's what they did, and it was like they changed the game really for a lot of women to be able to just be like, yeah, yeah, we can fucking rip people's faces off with our music. Let's do it. I want to do it. And it was so, I mean, I don't think Kitty gets enough credit for what they did for a lot of music, and I don't think they ever got really their just due because they were women, which is bullshit, because they were better than, you know, 75% of the bands that were out at that time doing the same thing they did, and
Yeah.
they made it. It's like that's the travesty when it comes to the music business, and that's why I have a fucking stupid show called Hidden Tracks, because I think there's so much amazing music that more people need to know about and
Well,
hear.
I don't think it's a stupid show. I think it's cool.
But wow, you're throwing out like fucking old school shit. I love it. I love talking to younger people when they just know their older stuff that
When they know
influenced
their
them. It's so
shit.
awesome.
No.
Well, it's just it was important to you. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that it makes me so happy that like, yeah, these things are never gonna die. There's always gonna be someone to find them and fall in love with them and be influenced by them. That's so cool.
Thanks. Yeah.
Last song you cried to? Do you remember, or do you not cry?
Oh, I cry. I cry sometimes. I used to make Spotify playlists specifically for like different kinds of crying. So like it was like there's like when I got high and I cried, and there
Okay.
was like driving and crying. There was there's all these different ones. A lot of
I want to see how many cries you have. Continue.
how many cries? I don't even
Yeah.
remember the other ones. Just freaking angry cry. I don't know. But I
I got
mean,
19 playlists just all about crying.
about I used to have playlists for like every scenario. But man, I mean, a lot of Radiohead, like King of Limbs, an album that gets shit on a lot out of the rest of Radiohead's discography. But I found that when I was in high school, and when you're going through your normal teen angst and like not fitting in, not having people to sit with at lunch or whatever. I mean, maybe that's not everyone's high school experience, but
I know.
I was kind
I
of a
know.
loner.
I know that experience.
Yeah, but and just going home and playing video games forever, and then just sitting in my room looking out the window and like listening to Give Up the Ghost by Radiohead and just crying. But my latest song that I cried to, man, Devin Townsend?
It sounds familiar, but I don't know.
He's a
I'm writing it
bald
down.
god. He I've been watching his live performances, and some of his songs are like he's got like a goofy aesthetic, like the show opens with like aliens are invading Earth, and I don't even know, but there's this song called Deadhead, and I watched the live video of it, and his live videos are like so much better than the actual recordings because he recorded them forever ago, and he is like such an amazing vocalist now, and he's like added things to his songs that aren't in the original recordings that I just like love, and I just like feel the energy when I watch the video, and I there's a point where every morning I would listen to that. I would watch the video and listen to that, and I think there was one morning that I cried a little bit. So,
All right. No, listen, I love it. I wrote it down, and I wrote down Deadhead, and then I'm going to since you said it's better than the album, I'm going to check you on that. I'm going to listen
Oh
to the
yeah.
recorded music and then watch the videos and
Oh,
see if I agree.
also, if you watch that video, then watch the other video from that same show. It's called Bastard. That's another really good one by him.
All right.
Those two you should check
All right.
out.
And when anybody ever says something about music that I haven't seen or heard, then I'm definitely going to go into it.
Sick.
Awesome. All right, world's going to end in 5 minutes. Meteors crashing in the earth. You can only listen to one song and one song only. What are you listening to?
Man, that is a loaded question because it's like, oh man.
Yeah, it's loaded with a meteor in the next 4 minutes and 30 seconds now.
Yeah, but also I don't know if my mindset would be like, I see a meteor and I'm like, I gotta listen to a song. But probably Let Down by Radiohead.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, well, what else are you going to do? You, regardless if you see it or not, you're dying.
I don't know, I'd probably like hold my cat for a little bit or something.
Well, yeah, listen, I'd be holding my wife's hand, but my song would still be playing.
You'd be like, hold on, babe, let me pull this up.
We need a soundtrack to her going out. Yeah, like
yeah, no, I appreciate that. What would your song be?
Mine is actually I have it tattooed on my arm, with the notes and all. Over the Rainbow, Ray Charles style.
Oh, okay. Wow, a classic, man.
Yeah, that's it. And it's a huge part of my life, so no doubt about it, that's the song. Like there's that's it. And that's why I got, all the notes and bars on my tattooed on my forearm. So if anybody ever finds me on the side of the road, just play that and know that it's
they
okay
better sight read.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Oh wow, we've been here for an hour already. Okay, all right. So we're gonna do this again, and I know you guys are going on tour soon, so I'm not going to ask you what you're looking forward to because I pretty much know what you're looking forward to. But I want you right now, before we move into our final segment, to tell everybody how to find out how I found out that you guys were going on tour and all that good stuff. So you can throw out all your handles and all your stuff and tell people where they can buy some merch or download your songs or do all that good stuff. This is your minute to do it. So it's on you, Alex.
A whole minute. All right. So we're we're going on tour with Soft Cult next month.
Another dope band.
Another dope band. Excited to meet them. And you can find tickets to that on our website, presentband.us. You can find us on Instagram. I think it's Present Band. What else? I don't really use Facebook much, or our manager deals with Twitter. So, but it's it's usually Present Band on all accounts.
Everything's usually on the gram now, anyway. So
yes, on the gram. But yeah, that's how you can find it, or you can go on Soft Cult's website for tickets to that. But this, and on Spotify, we're Present, like the gift, or like Present in Time. I prefer Present in Time, but people say, oh, like a gift. I'm like, sure. Yeah. Awesome. I heard some guy like listened to our stuff on YouTube, and it was really cool to see him do that. But at the end, he was like, present, not sure. I was like, it's present, don't worry. Yeah.
Overcomplicating it, it's what we do as humans, though. We take something that's very simple in front of you and overcomplicate it. So
yeah.
Well, we are in our final segment. It is our weekly threes. It's 3 things you're listening to right now that you would like people to check out. You give your 3, then I give mine. All
right. Is it cheating if I pull up Spotify?
No, I mean, that's pretty much, I should have prefaced it.
Open up your Spotify, ladies and gentlemen. No, just me and Shane. But I mean, they can do it too. Why not?
They can do it too. Why not? Why can't they?
So, as I said, Numa by Tool, mostly because I saw a YouTube video of, Mike Portnoy from Dream Theater learning it, and it took him like 5 hours, and then I went on this deep dive of like seeing these like high school kids play Tool at their talent show and stuff. So anyways, Numa by Tool. And what else? Let me see. Okay, this is a little bit of a change up, but Father and Son by Cat Stevens.
Mm-hmm.
That is a deep cut.
Yeah. Not so deep, it just cuts deep.
And you know what? I'll throw in a failure song, Sergeant Politeness.
All right.
Well, your turn, Shane. Come on.
My turn. Well, you don't like this total genre, but I've been listening to it, so you're gonna have to deal with it when I say it. It's really not for you, it's for everyone else. But the first one is a band called The Cliffords. The name of the album is Strawberry Scented. They're an Irish indie rock pop group, female vocalist that just kind of tears your heart out with her songs. It's pretty insane.
Okay.
Pretty insane. Then the next one is a band called Night Traveler. The name of the album is Late Night Radio. It's they're a bunch of couple dudes from Austin, Texas. I don't know if they're originally from there because everybody pretty much nowadays is from LA, Brooklyn, Philly, or Austin. So, and the quintessential Nashville, but that's really where only people come from apparently nowadays for music. But yeah, so they're from Austin, indie folk pop, just like beautiful sonnets. Like that's what it comes down to.
Sick.
And last but not least is a band called Townies. They released an album recently. Of This I Am Certain is the name of the album, and they're from LA by way of New Hampshire, and they're pretty much like punk Americana punk. I mean, I don't know. Fucking just listen to it. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But I like it. So there it is. That's my 3. That is my 3 for this week.
Woo! Sick.
Awesome. So Alex, I mean, I started this off with, I guess my only down point was not kind of shitting on Nirvana, but not really shitting on Nirvana. So whatever. But listen, you're totally awesome. Your band's totally awesome. And I cannot thank you enough for the journey you took me on, that roller coaster ride with your album, Silver Lining. Everybody needs to go out, check it out because it's fucking brilliant. But that roller coaster ride and a nice little ease down with Confess at the end was absolutely brilliant. And I thank you so much for that because it's so important to create something that's going to connect with people. And you really got me. So worst case scenario, you got one new idiot who loves you. So,
well, thank you so much. You made my week with your compliments.
Well, good. I'll bottle them up. I'll write them down and send them over so you always got them.
Thanks so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Everybody, you know what time it is now. It's time to go out and listen to Present and have a great fucking time. Thanks again for tuning into the Hidden Tracks podcast. We hope you enjoyed this week's show. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at hiddentracks99. Also, send all your submissions myhiddentracks99@gmail.com. Tune in next week. You may find your new favorite band, and don't forget to go out and have a great fucking time.